1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think. Just do it once. Yes, so I can do the names. You can doodle if you like underneath while I say the names. Yeah, not like circus doodle.
You're a doodle, Andrew.
Like, these people are sick doodle.
I know how to play under a preacher. I can do it. I grew up in the Baptist church. I know how to play under a preacher. I can do it.
A circus would be pretty funny, but I don't think they'd get the job.
Ah. Hello.
Hello. Well, I think Vashti is the more Marie Antoinette type character. So I'm going with that.
And I'm going with
And
Esther.
that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Because this was the costume I located.
Last time I wore a costume was Halloween. We went to a wedding, Halloween weekend actually. And since the rehearsal dinner was on Halloween, costume. So my wife and I dressed up as Bob Ross and Happy Tree.
Oh, goodness, you a Bob Ross wig?
Did you see the picture?
I haven't finished setting up here. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much.
I think we're going to have to just give you a cup.
That's fine. At this point, that's fine. I don't care.
I mean, it should be right up front.
I don't know where Victoria is. Yep.
We're reviewing that stuff.
under the lima, they mean behind the cupboard, but you have to pull out the ark,
Oh,
and you have to pull out the ark.
see a color.
Getting out of here soon, so you guys are good. You want to test that real quick one more time?
I don't see.
And just slide it over.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It sounds good to me.
Yeah, and like I said, if you want to come
Testing, testing.
adjust it a little bit, you don't want to hear it too much, otherwise it'll feedback, you know.
If there's feedback, I'll walk back and I'll test it. I'll make a joke about it. It's Purim. I don't have a Kiddush cup, so I don't have challah.
This is
so-
me, testing, testing.
Yeah, there can hear you definitely.
Thank you very much.
All right, now you've got to get it in place.
Darling, I wasn't in here at all.
So at the end, since we don't have any callers, do we have the same comment question? I just guess because we have the cookies.
For some reason, I thought.
That was the question.
I saw a photo of you.
From,
When you were younger,
oh, God.
without any beard. Just a little baby face.
Oh, yeah. Wait, when? Or what was it a picture of? From, like, what were we doing? Was it just there? Oh, it was not.
You found one? Thank you.
Just want one?
2.
Thought there was storage back there.
I'm not sure why it wasn't all set up to start with. But. Just keep. Welcome. It's like this every time. And then people say, why do you get there at 6 o'clock? And I'm like, because I need to get there at 6 o'clock because you can see I'm still sitting here. This is not my job. I think so. I think I've just put everything under here to sort out after services. I can't do it right now. Can't. They were beautiful. They were gorgeous. And I think my Hamantashen will be much better than challah. Who needs challah? Yeah. Of course, it's Purim.
But even when I was a kid, and you just crown.
I always take it
You know,
seriously.
at first I thought, oh gosh, costume. And then
I was surprised because I thought she's been in an opera or something. She's got something like that.
I have like, I could have, gone a long dress with a gown and then put it back. But I went onto my neighborhood listserv,
Website.
like buy nothing, and I said in search of costume that I could wear on Purim. I'm singing services, this is my size, and then within hours, all these people have written me back. And by the next morning, this woman said, I have a friend, she's about your size, she has an incredible collection of costumes, and she's gonna drop things off at my house later today.
Wow.
And she only lives a few blocks from me, and I went over there and she gave me a free.
That's very nice.
Isn't that? So, fun.
I mean, we used to buy them, when the theaters would put them on sale, as, money
Oh,
raisers.
yeah.
For a while.
That hat is great.
But,
That's fun.
when we moved and downsized, all that stuff
Yeah.
went.
Well, I love the fact that I didn't have to buy it, because I was just borrowing it, I can give it back.
And it's a good sport.
Purim spiel. That would be great. Oh, good. Oh, good. Thank you for all of your help. Let's sit down and write a list, because if Victoria's not doing it, we need a list, and somebody will need to walk through the new people next time for setting up. So Victoria usually sets up all of this. I don't know. Victoria usually sets up all of this. I think she's giving us the thumbs up right now.
She usually does all those things.
She usually does it.
I might have to, well, the board,
She
I have two terrific guys out there who do CJC.
Yeah, she moves the thing on here. She moves the Torah stand up. She puts the cover on. She puts down the screen. She usually puts out the candles, the wine, and the challah basket. And then Ellen would bring me challah rolls because we're not doing on eggs right now, so I can say a blessing.
But I didn't know. I said to Ellen, do I do that? She said, no, I don't think you do that.
So where did she think that she's been bringing us challah the whole time, right through the pandemic? So whatever.
Whatever.
She should have said, I'm not doing the challah anymore, and at least told somebody so we could have arranged.
Specifically asked her, and she said, no, you don't have to worry about that.
Well, she might still turn up with challah rolls. Who knows?
Well, I just feel more, I mean, this was an example.
But
So I feel your pain.
it's always like this, and then the board says to me, why do you come for 2 hours before services to set up? And I'm like, because I text to setting up. It's very rare that I'm done by 7:30. It's
I
rare.
understand. Well, luckily I caught enough people, and certainly
Yeah.
worship is here, so.
There needs to be a team on the worship team to either get this together, or we have to pay someone with specific, this is what we want, and we'll contact you if there are any changes. Like this week, like, this is a change. the groggers are a change. It's not a big change, It's like.
But I had, I put up the brackets, and that was all I was told
But I
to do.
didn't think to ask about challah, wine, and candles because.
Well, I knew there was
I'm
one.
sorry.
I didn't think at all about I saw candlesticks in there. But anyway, I won't be here on the 25th, so I want to make sure that somebody is in charge. And I'll write down my list, I'll send it to you, add in the friendship, I don't know.
It's a regular Shabbat, so challah, wine, candles. You know what? Let's sit down this week. Let's write a list of everything that needs to get set out. Ozzy has a photo. He took a photo at some stage so he would know if Victoria wasn't here. And there's been times when Ozzy's moved everything onto the beamer. And he and I've put it together.
Well, so he would have known that you have a, would he know something is in the back of that
Everything is
car?
in a different place every time. And I keep saying we should have a box that's like Shabbat setup box with like candles.
Exactly.
And you just pull out the one box and you take everything out. But everything gets put away in there. Sometimes it's in Lynn's office, sometimes it's behind here. And I've never had to go searching for the language. That's all. Anyway.
Well, I like your idea of the box. So that makes.
I'm throwing all of the stuff that we don't need under here. Are you ready? Fun. Shabbat Shalom, everybody, and an early Chag Sameach. Purim is, of course, this week. We celebrated a little early here at Beit Aviv because, well, that's just the way we do things here. But also, it's the month of Adar already, and they say, Shenichnas Adar marbim simcha. When Adar comes, we increase happiness. So by celebrating Purim tonight, as well as celebrating Purim this week on the 17th, which also happens to be St. Patrick's Day as well, there'll be a lot of wine flowing everywhere, right? Wine and beer and some good alcohol on that day. We will keep just increasing the happiness. I know there's the ad for our event. I want to start our service in an exciting and special way. How many of you have done Wordles before? Oh, good. So we are going to need your help. Let me just pull this down. Here we have a Wordle. And it says the extension found at my bride. I don't know where that is, how I close it. Excellent. Let's see if I can close it this way. Oh, there we go. Need help. We are going to do a Wordle to begin our service. The idea of a Wordle, for those of you that have not yet got on to this latest trend, is that you have a number of different boxes. There is a set word that you are looking for. If you get a gray letter, that means it's not in the word. If you get a yellow letter, it means it's in the word but in the wrong place. And if you get a green letter, then it's in the word in the right place. Do I have to go over that again? Yeah. Are you confused already? Okay. All right.
You'll get the hang of it after the first round.
Yeah, you will. Well, we're only doing one round, so because
Well,
it's
I mean the
one a
first
day. The New
line.
York Times limits us to one a day.
The first
so
line.
Beta Viv is going to do the same thing. Yeah. So what word shall we start out with?
Purim.
Purim. Beautiful. So let's try that. Where is my thing? Here we go. We are going to put in a P, U, R, I, M, and enter. Not found in the dictionary.
Oh, no.
Try another
I
word.
need judo.
Music. Beautiful. M, U, S, I, C. Oh, it's coming up on mine beautifully. Let's try enter. Why isn't it coming up on yours? I have to tell you, you've got technical issue here. Here, you can see my screen, M-U-S-I-C. We have an S in the word, but I'm pushing the letters. And this is a make your own Wordle. It's just not coming up for some reason. It's not coming up on our screen, though it should. So let me tell you, I'm getting all confused here. And now this is out of here. Beautiful. Let me see if I can, it should just reflect what's on my computer, but I don't know why it's not. And we have several of these up. Isn't that interesting?
Why is the P up there?
I know, why isn't the P going away? Let me try deleting it. Let me. No, it seems to be stuck. This was a great, worked at home beautifully, but our internet here is always a little funny. No, well, it's got an S in it, I can promise you that. Ah, this is so sad. This is a failed Wordle for Purim. All right, I'll put in Haman and see Haman, and let me enter. Word not found in the dictionary. Well, we can't do king because that's only a 4-letter word. All right, let's try the delete, 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 delete. And it's not coming up at all, right? Let me try again. Huh. Let me pull this down, let me pull this up. It's coming up beautifully on my screen here. All right, but we wanted to try kings, right? K-I-N-G-S. Let's see if by entering it. No, not coming up. Okay. All right. It's coming up beautifully here. You have an S at the end. I can play it all by myself. It's just what I'm doing on my computer, it seems.
So is that the only letter we have? S?
You only have an S.
And what have we eliminated?
All right, let me, let's try doing this again. Let's see. It's frozen. The screen has frozen. Technology is not my friend sometimes. Let's forget doing, let's see if I can bring up the, let's forget doing the Wordle. Let's see if I can, I'm trying to close down one of them. They're all closed on here and they're not closing on there. Nope, it's not. Here, let's try this. All right, let's see. Cancel. Let's try, so I'll have to tell you what the word, oh, there we go. I have to tell you what the word was. It was Esther without an H. Which is what I'm dressed at. I am dressed as Queen Esther. My beautiful soloist is dressed as Queen Vashti. And we have the masked man on the piano. Let's sing a song of Purim to start.
Please join me in all the songs. Hag Purim, Hag Purim, Hag Gadol HaYudim, Masechot Rashanim, Zmirot Rikudim, Havan Arisha Rash Rash Rash, Havan Arisha Rash Rash Rash, Havan Arisha Rash Rash Rash, Parashanim, Hag Purim, Hag Purim, Hag Gadol HaYudim, Masechot Rashanim, Zmirot Rikudim, Havan Arisha Rash Rash Rash, Havan Arisha Rash Rash Rash, Havan Arisha Rash Rash Rash, Parashanim.
I'd like to invite our candle lighter, Terry Kleeman, to come forward and to light candles for us. I'm feeling bad because I did have a mask up here that seems to have disappeared, but I will stand at my distance.
As the Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher Kiddushanu B'mitzvah B'tzivanu L'hadlik Shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
So on Purim, everything is turned upside down. Even our music is turned upside down.
So, I've chosen some tunes for this evening, and I'm sure that they will be familiar to you. So what I've done is I've put the prayers, I've laid the words of the prayers with the music of whatever song I've chosen. The first one is Obladi Oblada, the Beatles. So even if you don't know exactly where the word goes, don't worry about it. Just try and sing anyway. The more the merrier. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, melech haolam haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, melech haolam haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Obladi, oblada, life goes on. La la la, life goes on. Obladi, oblada, life goes on. La 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 la, shel Shabbat.
It is said when you feel most like crying, then rejoice. When Purim comes, we rejoice. We drink our wine and sing our songs. We make our happy noise because we're alive. Because in the long tale of our people, not one Haman has risen to destroy us, but one after another. And yet, because we live, our cup of joy overflows. Am Yisrael Chai, our people Israel lives, and we give praise as we rise for the Baruch Hu.
To the tune of When I'm 64. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Please join me in the words that are on our screen. I am a Jew because by being one, I choose life for myself and my children. I am a Jew because I serve God alone. I will not bow down to Haman. I am a Jew because each generation of Jews has given its love to the next. I am a Jew because I want to pass on that love to those who come after me. I am a Jew because the story of my people is a story of courage and faith. I am a Jew because by being one, I learned to love my neighbor as myself. I am a Jew because to be a Jew is to say, God is one. I am a Jew because to be a Jew is to say, all creation is one. We rise for the Shema.
To the tune of Tomorrow from Annie. Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu Adonai, Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam, Leolam Vaed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
We remember the days of Haman when Esther and Mordecai helped our people live. And we remember the days of Pharaoh when Miriam and Moses led our people out of Egypt. They sang this praise song.
And maybe not exactly in this way, but Mi Chamocha to the tune of Twist and Shout. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha neda ba'kodesh, Norati lot osef ele, Norati lot osef ele, Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe Miriam, Zeli anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha neda ba'kodesh, Norati lot osef ele, Norati lot osef ele, Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, Bokei ayam lifnei Moshe Miriam, Zeli anu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed.
Let us rise as a congregation or rise in our hearts on the streaming if you're seated with good wine in your lounge room as we continue with the Amidah.
Adonai sifatai tiftach Ufi agit tehilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor VaHanora, Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. Let's take some time for our own tefillah, our own prayer. Modim anachnu lach. I love having a congregation back here because now I have people to ask what they are thankful for. It's not just all on me and it's not just all on Beth, right? What are you thankful for this Shabbat as Purim approaches? Yes?
I'm thankful for Darla being able to find a microphone.
I am thankful as well for Darla to be able to find the new microphones, because otherwise, people on streaming, you would have heard everything in silence. Modim anachnu lach. We thank God for microphones, yes.
We are thankful for the fact that all of the residents at Vantage Point and all of the staff can now go around mask-free, and I can finally recognize faces.
We are thankful that in certain places people can unmask and we can see their whole face again. Modim anachnu lach. Thank you, God, for the human face, yes. Yes, thankful for spring and the change in weather. Modim anachnu lach. Thank you, God.
Thankful for your safe odyssey.
Thank you so much. Thankful for my safe return here to my beloved community of Beit Aviv. Modim anachnu lach. Yeah.
Thankful
Thankful for being able to be back in person. We are a small group, but let us hope over time that we will continue to grow in numbers and continue to grow in the activities that we do. Modim anachnu lach. Thank you so much for this beautiful community of Beit Aviv. Thankful for health. Briut. Briut comes from bara, creation, right? So we're thankful that we have the health that God has given us. Modim anachnu lach. Yes. Thankful for conversations with the Beit Aviv community, Modim anachnu lach, that connection that we have with each other. One more. Or none more. I am thankful to be in person with this beautiful team that we have. Modim anachnu lach.
I am also thankful to be here with all of you, with Andrew, with Rabbi, all together for Purim. Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach. We thank you, God, for all your gifts. Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach. We thank you, God, for all your gifts. Modim anachnu lach, modim anachnu lach.
As we hold thanks in our hearts, we're also aware that in parts of the world, things are difficult. It's very small on the screen, but I will read it for you. A prayer for Ukraine written by Joanne Fink. For those of you that did the art series with me in adult education, Joanne was among the first artists that we interviewed. This prayer is by her, and of course the artwork is also by her. Holy One, source of strength, war has begun and innocent people are dying. We ask your protection for Ukraine and its citizens. We pray for their safety and the security of the country and for the neighboring countries, Hungary, Poland, and Romania, among others, that have opened their borders to provide humanitarian corridors and safe passage for the refugees and all those who wish to evacuate. We seek the comfort of believing that everything will be all right, even in the face of insurmountable odds. Quiet the fears that threaten to deafen us. Grant us shleimut, the inner peace we so desperately seek. Help us remain calm and reach out to those in need. May this horrific situation be diffused swiftly with minimal casualties. Bless our world leaders with the ability to work together for the greater good and to make wise decisions during this turbulent time. Bless the people of all nations with the desire, strength, and courage to create a world based on justice and filled with peace. May the words of Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4, "Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore," become true in our day, in this very hour. Source of goodness, shine your healing light on us and all those in Ukraine we hold in our hearts. Shelter us, shield us, show us the path to peace. May we each be inspired to use our unique gifts to usher in an era of enduring peace. And let us say, Amen. Ose shalom.
To the tune of Oklahoma. It works particularly well, this one. Oh, say shalom, oh, say shalom, bimroma. Huya aseh, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, imru ve'imru, amen. Huya aseh, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Huya aseh, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Huya aseh, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, imru, imru, amen.
All right, I want to make sure that everybody get a grogger. Whoa! So let's get into the spirit of what is about to happen. I think you know this song.
Oh, yes. So do I. Well, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and Haman was his name, sir. He lied and lied about the Jews, though they were not to blame, sir. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. And Nosh some Hamantashen. And Esther was the lovely queen of King Ahasuerus. When Haman said he'd hurt us all, oh my, how he did scare us. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. And Nosh some Hamantashen. But Mordecai, her cousin bold, said, what a dreadful villain. If we don't act at once, my dear, our life's not worth a shilling. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. And Nosh some Hamantashen. When Esther speaking to the king of Haman's plot made mention, aha, said he, oh no he won't, I'll spoil his bad intention. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. And Nosh some Hamantashen. Of all his cruel and unkind ways, this little joke did cure him. And don't forget, we owe him thanks for the jolly feast of Purim. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. And Nosh some Hamantashen.
One of my favorites, right? Beautiful. So our Purim Megillah is going to be a little different than in previous years. We are going to be doing a Mad Lib Purim Megillah put together by my beloved colleague, Rabbi Audrey Korotkin. And to do this, I am going to need your help in gathering together some words to help us read our text. I've already unfolded a paper Megillah. We don't have a real Megillah, but I do have a paper Megillah, so that's fine. And this is a service of making do, right, Darla? So this is awesome. All right, here is what I need from you. I need a place, any place, the name of a place. Howard County. Beautiful. Okay, and the next thing I need is a noun. Rabbi. Beautiful. And the next thing I need is a plural noun. Shoes. I love that. Thank you very much. And now I need another noun. Ring. Beautiful. And I need a plural noun. Hats. I love hats. Hats are good. And I need a verb. Run. And now I need an adjective. Beautiful? Okay. Here we go. And I need another plural noun. Flowers, beautiful. And I need another plural noun. Figs. We like figs. They're one of my favorites. I love fresh figs, not dried figs, but just so you know. Verb. Travel. Beautiful. And an adjective? Horrifying. And a noun? Crown. Beautiful. And let me just turn the page. Oh, I need more words because we're going to read chapter 2 as well. I need a plural noun. Hats. We're doing hats again. Beautiful. And an adverb. Quickly. And I need a name. Esther. Okay. And I need an adjective. Beautiful again? Come on. Nasty. I like nasty. All right. An emotion. Elated. And a noun. Rug. And an adjective? Dastardly. Oh, that's a good one. And a plural noun? Masks. Beautiful. And a past tense verb? Fled. Beautiful. All right, we are ready almost for chapter 2. I would like to call up Faye Levine, who will be leading us on the microphone with the blessings for the Megillah. You can use the microphone.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al mikra Megillah. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us concerning the reading of the Megillah.
Next one.
Next one.
We can join you on this one if you like.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shoshan nisim la'asenu bayomim ohem bisman hazeh.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who performed miracles for our fathers in the days at this time. And then, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Shehechianu v'kiyemanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Amen. Thank you so much. ויהי בימי אחשוורוש, הוא אחשוורוש המלך מהודו והכוש 27 ומאה המדינה בימים ההם, כשבט המלך אחשוורוש על כיסא מלכותו אשר בשושן הבירה. Did you understand a word of that? Okay, let's switch to the English then. In the days of King Ahasuerus of Persia, who reigned over 127 provinces from India to Howard County, and occupied the royal throne in the fortress of Shushan in the 3rd year of his reign, he gave a rabbi for all the officials and courtiers. That was really nice of him to give a rabbi. I hope they were well paid. And for 180 days, he displayed the vast shoes of his kingdom and the splendid glory of his majesty. At the end of this period, the king gave a 7-day banquet for all the people of Shushan. Royal ring was served in abundance, and the rule for drinking was no hats. On the 7th day, after the king had had lots of wine, he ordered his attendants to bring Queen Vashti before him to run her great beauty to his public. But Queen Vashti refused to come at the king's command, and the king was beautiful. He gathered together his closest flowers. What, he asked, shall be done to Queen Vashti for failing to obey the command of the king? One advisor was very concerned. Queen Vashti has committed an offense not only against you, but against all figs in your kingdom. Why, this very day, the ladies of the kingdom who have heard of the queen's behavior will travel the very same way.
There will be no end to it. That you should issue a royal edict that Vashti never again shall enter your presence. Let your majesty bestow the position of queen upon another who is more horrifying than she. And when the people of your realm hear this, all wives will treat their husbands with crown, high and low alike. I'm not sure what that means. The king liked the idea, however, and so it was done. Some time afterwards, the king's servant suggested, let us search the land, every province of your mighty kingdom, for the most beautiful hats for your majesty. Let them be assembled here in Shushan under strict supervision. Let them be made up quickly when they parade one by one before you, and let the maiden who most pleases your majesty be queen instead of Vashti. The proposal pleased the king very much. Now it so happened that in the capital city of Shushan lived a Jew by the name of Esther, whose family had been exiled from the land of Israel. Mordecai lived in Shushan with his young cousin Esther, an orphan whom Mordecai had adopted as his own daughter. Esther was very nasty. So when all the lovely young women in the kingdom were assembled at the king's palace, Esther was included. But Esther never told anyone she was Jewish. Finally, the time came for Esther to go before the king, who immediately fell elated with her. He set the royal rug on her head. Royal rug on her head, that's quite a picture. And proclaimed her queen. He gave a great banquet in her honor. In fact, Esther made the king so dastardly that he ordered a tax cut for every family in his kingdom and even sent them all expensive presents. Her cousin Mordecai, meanwhile, sat at the palace gate every day, waiting for word from Esther. And one day, he overheard two of the king's masks plotting to murder Ahasuerus. He told Queen Esther, and Esther reported it to the king in Mordecai's name. The two men were caught and fled, and Mordecai's name and his brave deed were recorded in the king's diary. I need some more words. Will you help me out here? Oh, beautiful. I need a noun. House. I need a gesture. Wave. I need an adjective. Pedantic. I need a plural noun. Eyelashes. You're getting the hang of this. I need another plural noun. Soldiers. I need another plural noun. Apples. Beautiful. And I need a mineral. Mica. Little play there, little biblical play with the prophet, right? And I need a place.
Doctor's office.
Doctor's office. I need another noun. Palace. I need another verb. Slap. I need another verb. Articulate. I need another verb. Overwhelm. Is that a verb? To overwhelm. To overwhelm. Yes. Beautiful. All right. I now need, we're on chapter 4. I need a plural noun. Diamonds. I need a noun. Plank. I need an adjective. Ugly. Yeah. A noun. Elbow? Elbows. Oh, yeah, elbow's a nice noun, actually. Elbow. A response. Oh, how about OMG? Is that right? OMG. Location. Jerusalem. I need a verb. Sleep. I'm going to take the first one I heard, to sleep. I need an action. Dance. Dance, dance, dance. And a plural people. A plural people. tribe. Beautiful. Okay, I think we are ready for the next chapters, but first, let us sing a song. Ani Purim Sameach Umvadeach Halo Rapa Ambashana Halo Lehitareach Ya la 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 la. My name is Purim and I come great fun and frolic bringing. Just once a year I visit you to cheer you with my singing. La 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 la. Hurrah Purim, we love your merry drumming. And if we had our wee Purim, each month you would be coming. La 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 la. Are you ready for the next chapters? I'm ready. It's a beautiful story. King Ahasuerus had a trusted house named Haman. I used to have a house called Hollyding when I was growing up. I never had a house with that name. Interesting name for a house. Whose standing in the kingdom was higher than that of anyone except the king himself. And by royal order, everybody had to kneel and wave low to Haman wherever he passed by. But Mordecai, the Jew who sat every day at the palace gate, refused to bow down. And when Haman saw that Mordecai would not kneel or bow down low to him, he was pedantic. He was so angry, in fact, that he began plotting to do away not just with Mordecai, but with all the Jews of Persia. To do this, Haman used the fortune-telling device of casting eyelashes. Purim is the Persian word for lots, to foresee the best time to bring about the death of Persia's Jews. The Purim told him that he should choose a time that fell in the Jewish month of Adar. Haman then went to King Ahasuerus and said to him, "There is a certain people, scattered and dispersed among the other peoples in all the provinces of your realms, whose soldiers are different from those of any other people, and who do not obey the king's apples. And it is not your majesty's interest to tolerate them. If it please your majesty, let an edict be drawn for their destruction, and I myself will put up thousands of pieces of mica for the job, to be deposited in your royal doctor's office." The king agreed. He took his signet ring, a sign of royal favor, off of his own palace and gave it to Haman, the enemy of the Jews. And the king said, "The money and the people are yours to do with as you see fit." Soon a decree was issued throughout the kingdom as Haman directed. The decree was to slap, articulate, and overwhelm all the Jews, young and old, children and women, on a single day, on the 13th day of the month of Adar, and to seize everything they owned. Chapter 4. When Mordecai learned of the royal decree of death to the Jews of Persia, he tore his diamonds. That's hard to do. Tear diamonds. They're pretty hard, aren't they? He tore his diamonds. He was very strong. And he put on sackcloth and ashes as a sign of mourning. All the Jews in Shushan and all the Jews around the kingdom did the same, and Mordecai sent plank to Queen Esther, begging her to go to the king and plead for the lives of her people, the Jews. But remember, Esther had told no one that she was ugly. And she was afraid to go to the king. She sent back word to Mordecai, everybody knows that if any person enters the king's presence without having been summoned, he or she will be put to death. Only if the king extends the golden elbow, may he live. And it has been 30 days since I was last summoned to visit the king. But Mordecai would not take OMG for an answer. He warned Esther, do not imagine that you, of all the Jews, will escape with your life by being in the king's Jerusalem. If you keep silent now, you will shortly sleep. And who knows, maybe you have attained your royal position for such a crisis. Her cousin's words convinced Esther to act. She sent back this answer to Mordecai, go, assemble all the Jews who live in Shushan and tell them to dance on my behalf. Do not eat or drink for 3 days and nights, and I and my tribe will do the same. Then I shall go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I die, I die. So Mordecai went around the city and did just as Esther commanded him. Okay, I need some help with more words. An article of clothing.
Underpants.
Underpants. They're always funny. Always funny, especially for 3. Noun. Synagogue. A noun, a thing. Chair. An adjective. Happy. A drink. Good. Love that. Adjective. Noxious. That's a good word.
Is it noxious or obnoxious?
I have noxious. Or is it obnoxious?
Oh, okay.
A gesture. A wave again? Should we do wave again or something else? Nod. Emotion. Fear. Noun.
Tomato.
Candle. I like tomato. We say tomato where I come from, but that's okay.
I know a song about that.
Okay, and chapter 6 I need some help with as well. A verb. Dig. Noun.
Tomato.
Tomato.
Potato.
Potato.
Let's call the whole thing up.
Row. Adjective.
Adjective. Sweaty.
Sweaty. An article of clothing. Pajamas. An animal.
Aardvark. Aardvark.
All at once. What animal did we come up with? An aardvark. Beautiful. Headdress.
Wig.
Top hat. A noun. Platypus. You're getting into my Australian trip right now. Verb.
Prance. Did we do that?
Prance. Rhymes with France, if you're American. Doesn't rhyme with France, though. Place. Bathroom. Animal.
Wombat.
Wombat. Yeah. Plural persons. Guards. Beautiful. Guards. All right, before we read another song, on Hanukkah and on Purim we sing this song.
על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל השורות ועל המלחמות שעשיתי לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל השורות ועל המלחמות שעשיתי לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשיתם אבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה.
3 days later begins chapter 5. 3 days later. Esther put on her finest royal underpants and stood in the inner courtyard of the king's palace, where the king, sitting on his synagogue, could see her. As soon as he did, his heart went out to her. He extended the royal scepter to her, a sign that she could approach him without fear. "What troubles you, Queen Esther?" the king asked. "And what is your request? If you desire half the chair, it shall be yours." "If it please your majesty," Esther replied, "let your majesty and Haman come tonight to the happy feast that I have prepared for you." That night, as Esther plied the men with food and whiskey, the king again asked Esther, "What is your wish?" "My wish," replied Esther, "is that you and Haman come again tomorrow night to another fine feast which I shall prepare for you." Haman headed home happy and noxious until he once again ran into Mordecai the Jew at the palace gate. And once again, Mordecai did not nod to him. When Haman got home, he told his wife and his friends all about his evening. He bragged about how the queen gave a feast and invited only the king and Haman. And he bragged, "Tomorrow too, I am invited to join her and the king." Yet all this means nothing to me. Every time I see that Jew Mordecai at the palace gate refusing to bow down to me. His wife and all his friends said to him, "We know what would make you fear. Build a stake 50 feet high outside your door and ask the king to have Mordecai killed and have his candle impaled on it." Is that an innuendo of some kind? Candle impaled on it. Okay. Then you can have a fun time at the queen's dinner. Haman really liked that idea and set about planning Mordecai's demise. Chapter 6. Later that night, the king was unable to dig. So he got up and read a book. That's what I do when I'm unable to dig. I get up, I read a book. His own royal tomato. Or tomato. Or tomato. He read there that Mordecai had saved his life by denouncing the traitors who had plotted to row him. And he realized he had not yet rewarded Mordecai. So he searched the palace for someone to advise him on how to do that. And the only one in the palace at the time was Haman himself. The king asked Haman, "What should be done for a man whom the king desires to honor?" Haman, of course, thought that the king was talking about him. So he really wanted to come up with something sweaty. Maybe soccer or something? I don't know. Football? Sweaty. "Let's see," he said to the king. "Let this man wear royal pajamas, ride on a royal aardvark, and wear a royal top hat. Let him be paraded on horseback through the city, and let it be declared that this is what is done. For the man to whom the king desires to honor, he gets to wear pajamas, ride on an aardvark, and a top hat." That's quite a sight. It's quite a sight. Quite an honor. "Great idea," said the king to Haman. "Let's waste no platypus. Haman, you take the royal robes and the royal horse and the royal crown. You yourself will lead the parade, and you will give all this to Mordecai the Jew. Such was Haman's humiliation that he was forced to honor the man he so pranced. Right? He did just as the king commanded him. He put the royal robes and the royal crown on Mordecai, and he paraded him round the bathroom on the king's own wombat, declaring, "This is what is done for the..." This doesn't happen in my bathroom. Does this happen in your bathroom? This is what is done for the man who the king desires to honor. I'm wondering now about wandering around my bathroom on a wombat. Anyway, it doesn't matter. No sooner had Haman arrived home in shame, than the king's guards arrived to take him to the second banquet the Queen Esther had prepared. Are you ready to help me again? A noun. Goblet. Another noun. Bathtub. We're getting into bathroom here. Another noun, I heard sweater. Or a jumper in Australia, it depends where you live. Verb. To glorify?
I mean, it is. It's a bit of a passive verb.
Yeah, it is. Let's try another one. To sing, another verb. To jump. To cry. And persons, plural. Persons.
Actors.
Actors. A thing. An iPhone. And another thing.
Kneecap.
A kneecap. All right. We continue on for chapter 8, an adjective. Hot. Beginning to get hot here too. Noun. Toilet. Really a lot of bathroom humor. Noun, another noun.
Flag.
A flag, beautiful. Another thing. A saber. Another thing. A monster. Another thing. Microphone. Things we couldn't find before the service. Place. Washington. DC. Or state. DC. Action. Fight. People. Congressman.
People. Congressmen. Congress.
And we'll figure that out when we get there. And a name of a person. Mickey. All right. I think it might be time for another song. Oh, I love this one. This is my close friend Ellen Allard. I love her. She writes earworms. I don't love them once she sings them to me, but yes. Let's try this one.
A Purim parade, we'll march along together in a Purim parade. A Purim parade, we'll march along in merry masquerade. We'll tell a tale about brave Esther, and then there's Mordecai, two heroes of the Jewish people. Ahasuerus, king of Persia, and there's Haman. Turn your grogger, he's an evil man. A Purim parade, we'll march along together in a Purim parade. A Purim parade, we'll march along in merry masquerade. We'll have a Purim spiel and carnival. We'll offer gifts of gladness, read the scroll of Esther, feast on a lamentation, shake just like the hat of Haman. Turn your grogger, he's an evil man. A Purim parade, we'll march along together in a Purim parade. A Purim parade, we'll march along in merry masquerade. The Purim story gives us courage. In times of trouble, we must help each other, keep our people safe and strong, protected from the lights of Haman. Turn your brother, he's an evil man. A Purim parade, a Purim parade. We'll march along together in a Purim parade, a Purim parade, a Purim parade. We'll march along in merry masquerade, march along in merry masquerade.
Chapter 7. So the king and Haman came to a feast with Queen Esther a second time, and happily full of wine and goblet. The king asked again, "What is your wish, Queen Esther? It shall be granted to you. And what is your request? If you desire half of my bathtub, it shall be yours." Queen Esther replied, "Please, your majesty, this is what I ask. My wish is that you spare my sweater. And my request is that my people be spared as well. For a man in your kingdom has determined that I and my people are to be sung, jumped, and cried." Okay. King Ahasuerus was stunned and furious, for he loved Esther very much. "Who is this man?" the king demanded. "Who would dare do such a thing?" "The adversary and enemy," replied Esther, "is this evil Haman." Haman cringed in terror before the king and queen. The king was furious, and to add to his anger, one of his actors informed him, "You should know, your majesty, that Haman has erected an iPhone in front of his house, 50 feet high. That's Apple's dream, a 50-foot-high iPhone. Would you buy that? And on it, he intends to impale the body of Mordecai, the Jew, the very man who saved your life." The king wasted no time. "Then impale Haman on it instead," the king ordered. So the guards killed Haman and impaled him on the kneecap that he had meant for Mordecai. Chapter 8. There's only 9 chapters, just so you know. Finally, Esther had revealed to the king that she herself was hot, and he loved her no less for it. She also told the king all about her Mordecai, her beloved toilet, who had cared for her, and who also had saved the king's life. King Ahasuerus rewarded Mordecai a second time. He took that same signet ring which he had removed from Haman and gave it to Mordecai as a sign of royal flag and power. But the rest of the Jews of Persia were still in danger, for Haman's royal saber had already been sent out. And once a monster is written and signed, it cannot be revoked. King Ahasuerus said to Esther and Mordecai, "You must write a new microphone. Write it in my name and seal it with a signet ring so that it too cannot be revoked." Mordecai summoned all the king's scribes and went out to his decree to all the 127 provinces of the kingdom, from India to Washington, D.C. The decree said, "The king has permitted the Jews of every city to assemble and fight for their lives. If anyone attacks you, you have the rights to fight against your enemies." It works there, that little action. And so it came to pass that on the 13th day of the month of Adar, on the very day that Haman decreed the Jews would die, the very opposite happened. Throughout the kingdom, Jews gathered forces against their Congress people. Hundreds Hundreds of their enemies were killed in the capital city of Shushan. This is starting to unfortunately sound like January 6th, isn't it? Yeah. It's very unfortunate. Thousands more throughout the kingdom. Among them were the 10 sons of the wicked Mickey. Chapter 9. I need some help. Last chapter. An activity.
Play Wordle.
Play Wordle. Unlike we did at the beginning of the service. And another activity. Ice ball? Ice skate. Beautiful. Plural noun. Tables. Another plural noun.
Chairs.
And another noun.
Air conditioner.
Air conditioner. Andrew, you're good at this game. Plural noun, another one.
Pianos.
Pianos. Verb. Kill. To kill. Okay? And holiday name. Halloween. A verb. Drive, to drive. An adjective. Beautiful we get a lot.
Harry.
Hairy, I like that. I'm going to go with hairy. A thing. A razor. Another noun. Light. A light. And another noun. Cricket. One of my mother's favourite games in Australia. Beautiful. I love this next song. It's a reggae. It's worth dancing to.
He wanted everybody to bow.
Oh, wow.
He wanted everybody to serve.
What a nerve.
That big boss man born from Shushan, the loudest big mouth in the land. Hey, 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 man. Hey, hey, man. Hey, 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 man. Hey, hey, man. Hey, hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. But Morty didn't know how to bow.
Oh, wow.
And Morty didn't know how to serve.
What a nerve.
That big boss man from Shushan, the loudest big mouth in the land. Hey, 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 man. Hey, hey, man. Hey, 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 man. Hey, hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, man.
Chapter 9, final chapter. You want to know how it ends, right? Once they had defeated their enemies, the Jews of the provinces rested on the 14th day of Adar and made it a day of playing Wordle and ice skating.
Sounds like
That
fun.
sounds fun, actually.
Nice day.
The Jews of the capital city of Shushan fought for another day and finally rested and celebrated on the 15th of Adar. And so it was, that these days came to be a holiday, a day of merrymaking and feasting, an occasion for sending tables to one another and for bringing chairs to the poor. Mordecai and Queen Esther sent out another royal decree to the Jews of the kingdom to observe these days, the 14th and 15th days of the month of Adar, as festival days, every single air conditioner. And these were the days on which the Jews were saved from their pianos. Every music kid's dream, being saved from their piano, I think. Is it? I don't know. Do you teach piano?
Some.
Some of them, yes.
Yeah, but don't want to practice.
They're saved from their pianos. Days that have been transformed from a time of grief and mourning to a time of kill and joy. And since the wicked Haman, enemy of the Jews, had cast Purim, that is, he had cast lots to determine when the Jews of Persia would die, these days came to be known as the holiday of Halloween. The decree was sent to all the Jews in 127 provinces of the realm of Ahasuerus. The king himself came to be greatly driven by the Jews, and he was popular with all of his people. He acted with kindness and goodness as he ruled Persia with Queen Esther, relying on the hairy advice of her cousin Mordecai. Queen Esther's decree to observe Purim was recorded in a razor so that the festival of Purim would be celebrated by every light of Jews, by every family in every province, in every city around the cricket. And that is the end.
And let's all join together in Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael Chai, Am Yisrael. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai.
A time after the reading of Megillah and its joy to get a little bit more serious as we think of those who are in need of healing in our community. Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
On this Shabbat, our prayers for healing go to Jerome Hantman, Chazan Svia Bat Chaya, Peter Axelrod, Reuben Stolman, Margot Joseph, Peter Joseph. And if you have other names to share, and you have their permission to do so, I invite you to call those names out as my hand meets your gaze. rise for the Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו כהמונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד.
I chose this reading before Kaddish because on Purim, one of the mitzvahs is not just to take Purim gifts and baskets to your friends, but also to give charity to those who are in need. And as we think about people who have passed, we also think about their generosity and how we continue that chain of generosity. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not in your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. On this Shabbat, we remember my dear friend Alex Lazich, Stephen Markowitz, brother of Bob Markowitz, Jamie Ann Shechet, sister of Bob Hurwitz. And on their yortzeits, we recall Herbert Abramson, Werner Bellman, Edwin D. Berman, Rose Cheslock Berman, Bertha Binder, Marion Blivius, Robert Bookin, Alice Cohen, Morris Cohen, Uta Estrin, Morris Falkenheim, Liesel R. Gumpert, Miriam Kramer, Benjamin Krieger, Dorothy Lasov, Nancy Strauss-Lederman, Norman Lester, Irving Levitt, Anne Mazer, Florence Miller, Mary Pactivus, Anne Polsky, Randy Roberts, Maya Rudnick, Gerald Schonberg, Doris Spanglet, Manny Sternberg, Betsy Gay Wides, and Elizabeth Zena. Our words reach to the heavens as the mourners and those whose tradition it is to say Kaddish rise to join our voices together. יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה, ביעלמה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל, בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה, יברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, יתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו, לאלה מנקו ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, זמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen. May the source of peace grant peace to all who mourn and comfort the bereaved, and we say amen. Please be seated. Darla, I would like to invite you as our new worship chair. Thank you so much for stepping up to share some announcements.
Well, this has been an amazing service, wouldn't you say? I don't think I've ever experienced a service that's been like this. And I mean, really, it's been a mixture of emotions of laughter, but also some tears here at the end. But I want to say that all of you who are streaming, you should be here because we had a blast. And I just want to, again, say welcome back to our wonderful rabbi and just talk about how creative this synagogue is. Honestly, we are very special. That Megillah reading is worthy of, oy vey, some kind of an award, right? Somewhere out there, there's an award for a Megillah reading like this, and the rabbi deserves some sort of nomination for her performance. But it was just great. All of you were super, and we're just so happy that we're able to gather together. Kudos again, Rabbi Joseph, Beth Rubens, Andrew Kohlberg. You are magnificent. Just a great, great service. So if you want more Purim Palooza type service, on Sunday from 1 to 3, there will be Purim Palooza. That's a Howard County Jewish Federation program, and if you want more information, you can get some of that information online or in What's New. There's a Jewish Book Council program on March 15th. Lunch and Learn. So I have to tell you how much I love Lunch and Learn, and I hope all of you will have a chance to jump in. We had some tech difficulties. There is an email saying not to worry, this will never happen again. Prayers out there. It will never happen again. The rabbi is leading this Lunch and Learn series, which goes all the way through March. It's Thursday from 12:30 to 1:30 about. And it is entitled Modern Judaism at the Forefront. Again, 12:30 to 1:30 every Thursday. And it is covering the history of and the differences in Orthodoxy, in Reform, Conservative, Reconstructionist, Renewal, Humanistic Judaism. And you will learn so much. It's just terrific. So I hope you all will jump in on Zoom. Sunday morning, March 20th. And I forgot to mention the last session, which people said they couldn't get into, has been recorded. So if any of you want to see it and catch up,
it's available. On Sunday morning, March 20th, I'm told there will be an in-person men's club program. Fingers crossed. People are saying, what she say? What she saying? There'll be a men's club program, and you'll get more information. Also, on March 20th, the Sisterhood Day of Service. There'll be a drop-off from 1 to 3 at the OMI parking lot right outside, supporting Meals on Wheels, economically disadvantaged students and families from Cradle Rock Elementary School, and also Elizabeth House. And if you need any information, I know one person who's a big macher there, and that is Terry Clayman. So there she is, right there. She's going to kill me, but just call her. Everybody call Terry Clayman. March 21st from 12 to 1:30 is another volunteer opportunity, assembling and distributing food baskets for the local community, and Barbara Fastow is in charge of that program, so you can get in touch with her. March 25th is another Shabbat service. You know, this Shabbat service was sort of Friday Night Live, right? I don't.
Yeah, it wasn't our normal Shabbat
It won't
service.
be next time, probably. But March 25th, Shabbat service. And then just a couple words about April, and then I'm done. But April the 3rd, 10 a.m. is another adult education program with a talented Rabbi Joseph. And so I hope you'll tune in on that. And then also just note that April is going to be just a great, great month we've got Passover, there's a Sisterhood Seder, there's more that is being worked on. And, you know, something that I think you don't know, but through Rabbi Joseph, Bet Aviv is the lead synagogue in Howard County's Yom HaShoah Remembrance, and it's taking place here at OMI. It's a big honor for us to host it, I think. So keep your eyes open on these and other upcoming programs. Do read what's new. For all of you out there streaming, you know, when it comes through, really take a look at it. And I have a final reminder, and that is we are fundraising. And, you know, every synagogue in town does some fundraising. And I just want to mention Giant, because Giant, if you shop at Giant and you buy the gift cards, the Bet Aviv will get 5% of everything you spend at Giant. You don't lose a thing, and we can really gain it. And if everybody shopped at Giant, who does, you probably all shop at some point at Giant, it can be pretty significant in terms of that 5% that comes back. So all you need to do are buy gift cards. They're available in, excuse me, denominations of $25, $50, and $100. You will get them here through Lynn Massia at the office, so do it. And that is all from me. Chag Purim Sameach, and may we all be well and meet very soon again.
Yay.
Thank you.
People don't know whether this is for clapping. I wouldn't do that to Darla. I didn't dress her up this year as Haman, so you know. Best way to end a service with a Don Olam, right? And this is a melody you are going to recognize, I promise. It's in the Purim spirit.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נשא בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה והוא אחד ואין שני להמשילו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצוחב לי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומזנוס לי מלאת כוסי ביום אקרא בידו הפקיד רוחי בעת תשען והעירה, ועם רוחי גבייתי, אדוני לי ולא יירא. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. Oh, today we'll merry, merry be. And laugh some lamentation.
What an appropriate way to end our Purim service, with Adon Olam to that melody. I thought about drinking from the bottle. It's Purim, you know, you're supposed to get so drunk you don't know the difference between Mordechai and between Haman. But then I looked at the bottle and it was Manischewitz. And I thought, could I do a whole bottle of Manischewitz? And I thought better
You'd
of
have
it.
a terrible headache in the
I
morning.
would have a terrible headache. Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava v'ratzon hinchilanu. זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Now, on Purim, or on Shabbat, actually, on Shabbat we normally have challah. And sometimes the challah appears magically here at the synagogue. And sometimes it just disappears. And you have to make do with hamantashen. So we will, right? We'll make do.
Yes.
We'll make do. Please. All right. A blessing on pretend bread. Hamantashen.
Same basic ingredients. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'te'avon.
Shabbat Shalom and happy Purim to all of you. Enjoy and have much joy through this week as we increase our joy in Adar. So wonderful to see you all in person. Shabbat Shalom. Sweeter.
Thank you all for a lovely service. It was a lot of fun, musically excellent. And Monty Python would have been proud, Rabbi. Welcome back. We're glad to have you back. And I love the service. Great. I love the Oklahoma. It was great. It's been a really fun.
Okay, what do I do now?
Usually what happens right now is Victoria and I clean up for about an hour. Because we don't. You vote that we do what? Let me put my mask back on. Yes, it is good to be back. And it's good to be with all of you in person. Yeah. Hopefully more and more people will come back as they feel more comfortable. Yeah.
Well, when I got here, Hannah was on the other side of the equation, so I had to no, but that's okay.
Yeah, it was a hard time in Australia. But
Because I like when I, yeah, this is my like, instrument chair. Because, whenever I
It was
sit
important
like
to
for
be
a long
there.
time, I like to
It
have.
wasn't the college by my parents, and I thought we had to do that. Oh, sure. Thank you. You don't mind. Good to meet you. Exactly. All right. Thank you so much for your hard work. I know this is come back on. Wait a second, let me put my crown back on. You know, because, I always come to services where
Oh, okay. All right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You're welcome. Absolutely. I screwed up a few times, but that's okay.
It's fine, part of the time is doing that. Nothing's
That's
supposed
true.
to be perfect.
That's true.
Hey, I skipped my true and false because I was like, we're running late. Enough already.
The Mavericks is really fun.
That was very funny.
Did this bother your ears?
No, it actually didn't bother me.
Killing my ears.
It didn't bother me.
Okay.
So on the list of things to do, Darla, one of the things we're going to add to the list of things to do, which we'll brainstorm this week, is checking the microphone, the batteries in the microphone. Because another thing that doesn't happen is that they're often not checked.
I'm not sure why I have to.
So, okay, I don't know how to do any of that, but I'm recruiting people. But let me tell you, you were fantastic. I mean,
There's no reason why I would have heard it.
She puts everything away. She puts all of this away. I clean up all the electronics. I set up all the electronics. We need like a Shabbat box that's not set in the cupboard, but maybe in my office. It's marked Shabbat box. Oh yeah, I think we need a box that's got the candles, the Kiddush wine, thing for the challah. No. I mean, I don't want an ugly box in my office, but just a box. And then I think the microphones should go in there. And there's a microphone, so that we could just pull it out of my office and set everything up. Chick chuck, chick chuck. When eventually we're going to put the books back out, and on the books, all the should go. I think I'd be able to do this, right? But I can't. On the books, we can leave all the sign-in stuff that needs to happen. We're always hunting around for everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. But Victoria usually sets it up, and she knows where she put it away. Yeah, and very clear tonight. She just walked out. She said she'd set up, but then I came in and it was well, she actually she said. So you know what? I think that she's also the social staff here, and she's pulling double shifts, and she's overwhelmed.
she said she's got the worst fees. She does all the weekend stuff. There's a bar mitzvah, there's a wedding, there's a this and that.
Because I have no staff. Because there's no staff.
And so that's not ideal, but, two guys,
It's fun doing it, and I've done that a few things for different occasions, and it's always fun to make it work. You two have to work together. Yeah.
and I mean, I can talk to her,
He's a pleasure.
but she basically dumps that you're.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
You're not
Baker's
using
Street,
it
I'm
even
a very major man in general.
services, like
Or,
all their
what
dinner
is
something.
the
They gave me her phone number.
Okay.
So what we need to do is we need to write a list with them. We need to like write a checklist and then we need to walk through it with them.
Hi, darling.
It's nice to see you.
I will tell you in an email, well, I can tell you in person, I had the most wonderful commentary from my daughter, who has the most darling baby. She's married to a lovely guy, I'm crazy about her. Mommy, you gotta help me do more with the holidays. It's your job, not just all of us people Jewish. It's a big responsibility.
But what a blessing to be asked, right?
Yes, it's nice. Here she is. Here's my little girl. Here she is.
Oh my gosh, she is so precious.
Valentine's Day. You're Bethesda. I'm so lucky. Anyway, welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay. Really? Bye.
Hey, Victoria.
That's hopefully true. But then you only heard a little bit of that, so.
This, I just, it was.
That was from the microphones that